In the peaceful village of Aremu, children played by the river, farmers tilled the fertile lands, and hunters braved the outskirts of Oba Forest for game. The elders in the village often told tales of the Oba Forest, of spirits that walked its depths, of laughter heard at night from trees, and of people who entered but never returned. It was said the forest chose its visitors, and once it did, there was no turning back. Ekun, a 24-year-old hunter, was one of the few brave enough to venture close to the forest. Known for his strength and sharp instincts, Ekun lost his father in the forest as a boy. His father's disappearance haunted him. One evening, Iyabo Ekun's younger sister followed her friends to the outskirts of Oba Forest on a dare. They laughed as they threw stones into the woods. The air grew cold, and suddenly a low hum filled the air. The laughter stopped when a figure emerged from the shadows. A woman in tattered white robes, her eyes glowing faintly. In fear, the children scattered, and before anyone could react, Iyabo screamed, and she vanished into the forest with the woman. With the news of Iyabo's disappearance, fear spread like wildfire. Ekun, distraught, swore to find his sister. He could not afford to lose yet another family member. Amidst tears, he said to himself,
I grew up without Bami because of the strange forest, whose origin I know nothing about, and now it has claimed the one person I love most in life never.
Ekun, I know you can't contain yourself because of the loss of Iyabo, but you must know and come to the understanding that the Oba Forest is no joke. It chooses its visitors, and if you enter uninvited, your coming out alive cannot be guaranteed.
His uncle, Chief Abiodun, warned him.
But there is a chance, no matter how tiny it is, I will take it.
Ekun responded and walked out of the hut. Ekun refused to listen and walked to see Ireti, his best friend.
You know why I am here. I don't want any more lectures, just help me get my sister back. I cannot stand and watch my family wiped out by a force I can't see and do not know, and I am sure we did no wrong. Please help me, Ireti Aburo me.
With Ireti's help, he prepared for the journey. She gave him a pouch of herbs and charms, warning him, Ekun, the forest is alive and watching your every move. Always remember you are not welcome nor wanted. You must be extremely careful and use these items as instructed. I am sorry I cannot guarantee that you will see your sister or that you will return, but with the charms and herbs you have your chance of returning is high. Okan Lawan, the merchant, offered to join him, claiming he knew the forest's pathways.
Ireti, please come with me. Okan Lawan swears he knows the way, and with your spiritual knowledge, I believe my success rate will increase.
He pleaded with her. As they entered the forest, the atmosphere shifted. The trees seemed to move, their gnarled branches forming faces in the dim light. Whispers floated on the breeze, calling Ekun's name. The group faced many trials. Paths that looped endlessly, shadows that moved without bodies, and eerie laughter that echoed at night. Okan Lawan grew increasingly nervous and started acting strangely.
A debt owed must be paid with blood, and I must pay. A debt owed must be paid with blood, and I must pay,
became his anthem as he stopped communicating with the team and muttering for days. One night, Okan Lawan disappeared. Ekun and Ireti found him the next morning, lifeless, his face frozen in terror. Near his body was a mark, an ancient symbol that Ireti recognized from her grandmother's stories. She revealed that the forest was home to Ajogun, vengeful spirits bound by oaths made generations ago. Though shocked by Okalanwan's behavior and demise, they continued their journey, which got worse by the day. Ireti explained her connection to the forest. Her grandmother had been a priestess who once placated the Ajogun with rituals, but the villagers abandoned the old ways. The spirits had grown restless, and now they demanded something, or someone. According to my grandmother many years ago, before the people of Aremu settled in the village, a pact was made between Aramu and Ajogun, the great spirit warrior of Agada, that if Ajogun fought and protected the people of Aramu, he would be offered a sacrifice of 1,000 native chalks, 200 black goatskin, and 100 white stones from the coral regions of Ayamba. Ajogun accepted, and the Oba forest was given to him as his home forever, which was the duration of the pact. The people never lost any battle and enjoyed peace for many years. But when my grandmother became a priestess and the responsibility of carrying out the sacrifice fell on her, the people of Aramu fell into hard times. It was brutal, and to survive, they had to start selling the rare skin of the black goats they owned and could no longer perform their obligations. After 10 years of ignoring the yearly ritual, Ajogun got angry and started taking villagers who strayed into the Oba forest to fetch firewood. She pleaded with him to give them some time because they hoped for things to get back to normal, but instead, he changed the pact. One person is to be sacrificed every year, else he would take 100 men and 50 women every year. As they delved deeper, Ekin found himself drawn to a clearing. They uncovered a stone altar surrounded by glowing carvings. Chief Abiodun appeared, guided by the same whispers that plagued Ekin. He told a tale about how the villagers had made a deal with the Ajogun long ago, offering a life every decade.
Ekin, don't be afraid I was invited. I have to tell you something. A long time ago, we entered a pact with Ajogun to protect the village, which I am sure Ereti is aware of. They were staring at him, very confused. Ereti responded,
Yes, sir, I am aware of the pact, and I have told him all I know about the original agreement and how it was later changed to human sacrifice. Chief Abiodun nodded his head in agreement, but there is something your grandmother could not have known.
After your grandmother was taken by the Ajogun, another pact was made only known to the chief priest and the 12 elders of Aremu, and it became an initiation ritual. He cleared his throat and continued, We sought for prosperity after many decades of famine and drought, and since we knew Ajogun could help, we went to him again. This time, he demanded for the last child of anyone who had been sacrificed within 20 years. This sacrifice is to be done every decade. We were desperate and had no other choice, so we accepted. The forest had now chosen Iyabo.
Ekun, filled with rage and sorrow.
So you knew all these and kept it to yourself? Uncle, this is diabolical and wicked. Why?
He screamed, not minding the consequences he demanded. The spirits release his sister. Ereti warned him that the forest only respected balance. Something must be offered in return. Without even thinking, he offered himself.
Fine then, Ajogun, take me instead. You can't do this to my mother. She will die without her baby. Take me, please.
He shouted in frustration. As the Ajogun materialized, their spectral forms towering and otherworldly, Ekin stepped forward. Before something bad could happen, Ereti invoked her grandmother's name and started chanting, Ajogun, the greatest warrior of Agada. Since inception till date, none has dared to near your achievements in being a warrior, a protector, and a provider. Ajoguno, when they call spirits, you decide when to show up, and when you do whatever the matter is, it is settled. I know you are angry, and you have every right to be. And who are we to demand anything from you after wronging you? You do not care for human sacrifice, because we are mere mortals who you protect and provide for. Great Ajogun, I offer myself as your priestess, and I promise to restore the original pact and abide by it. Strictly all I am asking for is that you return Iyabo to us and grant us safe passage back. She kept chanting and singing praises of the Ajogun and his spirits, while Ereti kept chanting Ekun, and Chief Abiodun hid in fear behind a big stone. The spirits paused, their whispers intensifying before fading into the trees. Iyabo emerged from the shadows, dazed but unharmed. The forest accepted the deal, and the three left the clearing as the first rays of sunlight pierced the canopy. When he returned, Ekin confronted Chief Abiodun. He went further, exposing the truth about the sacrifices. The villagers, though horrified, agreed to support Ireti in her new role as priestess, ensuring that the Ajogun would be appeased without bloodshed. The Oba forest remained as mysterious as ever, but the village had found a way to coexist with its ancient guardians. Ikun, though forever changed, found solace in saving his sister and uncovering the truth about his father.